First time landlord in 2026? Before you buy anything, you need to know this. The rules of the game have shifted, and if you buy with a 2023 mindset, you're going to get burned in 2026. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 changes that matter most for new landlords, from Section 21 ending on the 1st of May 2026, to how rent increases work, to new property standards and compliance, and the cost changes that can wreck your numbers if you miss them. Just a quick introduction. If you're new here, I'm Wali Rahman. I came up through highly regulated industries in banking and financial services. I became a director of product at a multi-billion-pound company, and I built my property portfolio using a risk-first systemized approach, the kind that makes property feel boring, but in a good way. So if you're a busy professional and you don't have hours and hours to research forums and argue with strangers online, this video is designed to give you clarity in one pass. Let's get into it. Property isn't hard, it's high stakes. The mistakes is treating it like a side quest. By the end, you'll know what's changing, what it means for risk, and what to check before you exchange. So change 1. Section 21 is going in May 2026. Now, Section 21 no-fault evictions are being abolished, essentially. Now, landlords have got to use a thing called Section 8 grounds. So what changes for first-time landlords? Your planning needs to be realistic. Section 21 no-fault evictions are gone. Section 8 is a breach of an AST, an assured short-hold tenancy. So you need clearer or cleaner paperwork, stronger processes, and fewer kind of wing-it moments. Change 2. Fixed terms removed. Periodic tenancies are by default. The system moves to periodic tenancies. So that means there's no fixed term assured tenancies. Now, tenants can end that with a 2 months notice period. That aligns with the next rental period. So what are the practical impacts? Void risks become more real, and really you should be thinking about building a cash buffer when you're investing in property. Your property needs to be good enough to keep good tenants. Change 3. Rent increases become more formal and challengeable. Rent increases shift to what they call Section 13 processes. So once per year, not in the first year, with 2 months notice. So automatic rent increases clauses won't apply anymore after the 1st of May 2026. Tenants can challenge above market rate increases, and they can take that all the way to a tribunal. So the takeaway here is treat rent like a professional decision. Market evidence, not just hype. Change 4. New oversight infrastructure. So that means there's a new database, a new ombudsman, and changes in enforcement. So a new private rented sector landlord ombudsman provides binding compliant resolution. A private rented sector database will support compliance, and it might be required to use certain possession grounds. So there's going to be a bigger picture element here because there's going to be more standardized expectations, and that means more compliance. It means you need to keep kind of tidy records like an audit process. Change 5. Property condition rules are going to be tightened up, which means we need to be providing decent homes and comply with Awab's law. So who is Awab Ishaq? Well, he was a 2-year-old child that died from respiratory conditions caused by prolonged exposure to mold in his social housing. So a decent home standard is going to be applied. So with a January 2026 policy statement published, Awab's law is now going to be extended to private rentals. And that means there's clearer expectations on timeframes to address serious hazards like damp and mold. Practical impacts for first-timers means if you buy cheap, then consider the repairs and compliance. Have a maintenance response plan before you have a tenant in place. Or if you're let a lettings agent use it, you might use a reputable lettings agent. Change 6. Energy efficient direction is getting firmer. So there's a new minimum energy efficient standards, and that's going to have some EPC reforms as well. So the government's warm homes direction signals tighter energy efficient expectations. There's EPC reforms being discussed alongside that plan. So expect energy efficiency to be a bigger part of the landlord risk checklist than it used to be. So what are EPCs? Well, the average UK EPC is a D. Rentals is a minimum E, and the government plans to move EPC minimum standards to a C by 2030. So as a quick takeaway, 2026 rewards landlords who are systemized and not flashy. So just a quick recap. Section 21 for no-fault evictions are being abolished. We now have Section 8 to protect landlords when tenants are in arrears or breaching tenancy. We're getting a new database and ombudsman, new standards, and EPC direction. So before you buy, try to understand the deal holistically, factoring in the risks and not just the yield calculator. I'll see you on the next one, where we'll talk about buying your first investment property in 90 days.